The Cold War. Key events, figures, and impact. English story simplified. The Cold War was a prolonged period of geopolitical tension between the United States and the Soviet Union, lasting from 1947 to 1991. This era was characterized by ideological conflicts, military buildups, and proxy wars, but it stopped short of direct military conflict between the two superpowers. The origins of the Cold War can be traced back to the end of World War II. The United States and the Soviet Union emerged as superpowers with opposing ideologies: capitalism and democracy versus communism and authoritarianism. The mutual distrust between the two nations, exemplified by events like the Yalta Conference and the division of Germany, set the stage for the Cold War. Key figures in the Cold War included U.S. Presidents Harry Truman, Dwight Eisenhower, John F. Kennedy, Lyndon B. Johnson, Richard Nixon, and Ronald Reagan, as well as Soviet leaders Joseph Stalin, Nikita Khrushchev, and Leonid Brezhnev. Their policies and actions significantly influenced the course of the Cold War. The Cold War saw several key events and crises, including the Berlin blockade and airlift, 1948–1949. The Korean War, 1950 to 1953, the Cuban Missile Crisis, 1962, and the Vietnam War, 1955 to 1975. These events highlighted the intense rivalry and the constant threat of nuclear war. The Cold War was marked by a nuclear arms race, with both superpowers amassing vast arsenals of nuclear weapons. Additionally, the space race saw significant achievements, such as the Soviet Union's launch of Sputnik in 1957, and the U.S. landing on the Moon in 1969, symbolizing technological and ideological superiority. Both the United States and the Soviet Union engaged in proxy wars to expand their influence in various regions, including Asia, Africa, and Latin America. Conflicts such as those in Vietnam, Afghanistan, and numerous coups and civil wars were fueled by Cold War dynamics. The Cold War began to wind down in the late 1980s with policies of glasnost, openness, and perestroika, restructuring, introduced by Soviet leader Mikhail Gorbachev. The fall of the Berlin Wall in 1989 and the subsequent collapse of the Soviet Union in 1991 marked the end of the Cold War. The legacy of the Cold War continues to influence global politics, military strategies, and technological advancements. It led to the establishment of international alliances like NATO, the development of sophisticated military technology, and a lasting awareness of the potential for global nuclear conflict.